Hi guys, my name is Tom Shiflett. I am founder, lead programmer, coffee making intern, pretty much everything at Llama Glama Games. And I just want to give a real quick look at some of the magic that we've implemented in Askaya. I talked a little bit about it in a previous video. Um, I'm going to focus really on one of the schools of magic. In Askaya, we have. Let me get rid of me because you don't care about me. And apparently I'll just cast that spell. In Askaya, we have four schools of magic: elementals, fireballs, and things like that. Light magic is healing and some damage stuff in there as well. Shadow magic is your vampiric type effects. I'm going to damage you to heal me. There's lots of different stuff in shadow magic. Transmagic is kind of the weird one. These are the things that don't fit neatly in other categories. There's a lot of utility type spells that are in Transmagic, and so I want to show you that. So the one that I just accidentally cast is a spell called Fireflies, and essentially what Fireflies does is it summons a swarm of fireflies that follow you around and provide light in the area. And so as we kind of run through this forest here at night, we see that we have light because I accidentally cast fireflies. And eventually that will expire. And so that's fireflies. Ancient Vision. Ancient Vision will help you find items. And so I have a quest here. You see on the right, the penny buns. That's the type of mushroom. And I have to go find the mushrooms. And I can see that there's one right out here in front of me. Um, okay, there's fireflies just expired. And so let me cast it back. Um, and so as I get close enough, it'll highlight that. So make it obvious, hey, you can pick this up. Um, but the range is pretty short. And so basically what Ancient Vision does is it extends that range. And so as I cast Ancient Vision, it will increase the range, which makes finding quest items a whole lot simpler. And so I can come out here, pick that one up. There's two more that I can see over here. Grab those. And then there's one more, or I need one more out here somewhere. And so Ancient Vision, it'll highlight basically anything that you can pick up. So item drops, it'll help you make sure you don't miss any item drops, such as weapons, armor, things like that. It will help you find the quest items, all that kind of stuff. And the length of time that it lasts is based on your skill in Transmagic. Same thing with Fireflies. The longer, the higher your skill, the longer the Firefly spell will last. Next up we have, let's do Time Step. And so Time Step basically kind of warps time and you step through it in order to basically launch yourself forward. And so if I just kind of point myself in a direction and cast Time Step, then it's going to move me rapidly in that direction. And super useful for getting out of trouble if you're a caster like this character is and you want to create separation to be able to cast spells. And then also, you know, in some of the dungeons, there's traps that you might want to avoid, and so you can time step to get past them quickly. There's also a few areas that we've put in that are only accessible if you use time step, as far as we know. We haven't found any other way to access them. The last one I'm going to show you here in the Transmagic is Arcane Shield, which is, as the name would imply, just a shield. And so if I cast Arcane Shield, now I have this little shield around me, and so when I come in to start attacking this guy, the damage that's done is absorbed by the shield instead of by me. And so the shield has a certain amount of hit points that it'll absorb that increases as your skill in Transmagic goes up, and it has a time that it lasts that will also increase as your skill in Transmagic goes up. And we do have a couple of other Transmagic spells as well. We have a Time Freeze spell, which will just freeze all enemies in place where they can't move, can't attack, anything like that. We also have a knockback spell. And so if you get surrounded by enemies, you hit them with a knockback. It'll do a little bit of damage to them, but the biggest thing is that it just knocks everything backwards away from you, and then you can get away. I'll pair that with time step a lot of times. Like if they're completely surrounding me and I can't get out, then do a knockback, create an opening, and then time step to get away. Because one thing in Askaya that I think players will learn pretty quickly is it's not always best to stand your ground and fight. Sometimes your better option is to run, or especially if you're a caster or ranged damage dealer, um, a lot of times your best option is to create separation and attack from a distance. Now, if you're pure melee, heavy armor, that kind of stuff, then okay, great. You can kind of go in and go toe to toe. But for casters especially, you're going to want to create separation. So anyway, that's a quick look at some of the Transmagic spells that we have in. We do have another 5 or 6 that are planned during the early access period, just like all of the schools. I think we have 5 or 6 spells in each school right now, and we have 10 to 12 planned that will be coming during our regular updates during early access. So again, Askaya is releasing on June 1st to early access on Steam, and we're super excited. Can't wait for y'all to get it in your hands. It's a beginning. June 1st is a beginning for us, not an end, and we're really looking forward to the content that we have in, as well as the content to come. So thanks.